Hey, everyone. Welcome to this week's radio show. But this week I have a new format. As you can see, I incorporated the Google Hangout while we have to, sort of like embrace technology, and I was thinking, why not? So I have renamed the Beyond Business radio show to actually the weekly radio show to the weekly show to now I'm going to finally call it the Monday Mornings with Elise Ann. So let me tell you a little bit about myself if you're new to my work. And just because this is a new format, I want to give you some new happenings and new housekeeping, how we can keep this show alive. So basically, I'm Elise Ann, and I help spiritual entrepreneurs design their meaningful business so that they can make the money that they deserve, make the money on their own terms, and live the rich life the way they want it. So welcome. I'm really excited to this new format. So in the past two shows, it was just a radio show. It was hosted on instant teleseminar. And, I took off for a week or maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks, I don't know. Last week, I didn't have a radio show last week because it was Chinese New Year and I took off to celebrate, fully embrace. And, if you are spiritual and you're in tune to the energies, apparently it was the Mercury retrograde, it was the new moon, and there was this surge of new energies coming in, creating some havoc, if you like. But I see this as a time to restructure, rejuvenate, to really think about what you really want to do. And, observing the coaching trend right now in the spiritual realm, the spiritual space, I see and observe that there's this new way of marketing, new way of copywriting. There's this emerging new whatever that is bubbling up, right? There is this creative juice that's coming out. So what used to work in the past may not be working right now. There is certain business and structures you need to function in a business. So you need a sales page, you need a website. So that's the given. So as a spiritual entrepreneur, or as someone who is sensitive to the energies and to your surroundings, so you may not be completely light up about the marketing strategies that just do the sales page and just do what everyone else is doing, completely follow the formula. So this is what I've noticed. So what used to light you up, making six figures, grow your list. These are marketing terms. It works. We all need to grow our list in our business. We all desire to make six figures in our business, but why, right? So there's this new way of marketing, which I call the creative marketing. And, if you follow the coaches and those upcoming leaders, they are voicing out basically the underlining, I wouldn't say worries, but underlining thoughts. That's, last few weeks I voiced out, like, when you celebrate your clients, what does it really mean? Are you using that as a marketing tool, or are you really celebrating your clients' results, right? So as a coach, as a therapist, as whatever you want to call yourself, you know that you are not responsible for your clients' results, right? They are. So when you celebrate, where are you coming from? I know it's all about the intention. It's really about the intention of the marketeer. If you are an entrepreneur, by default, you are a visionary leader, you are the accountant, you are the web person behind a website, you are, basically everything. You are the marketeer, you're the copywriter, everything. You are everything in your business until probably you decide to make your business a MNC. You want to IPO your business. So I think for us as very spiritual entrepreneurs or as lifestyle entrepreneurs, we don't need a business plan. I wrote recently that you don't need a business plan. Someone say, I agree to disagree. In the first place, why do you have to agree with me if you don't agree? So that's fine. So there's this new way of marketing. It's about speaking speaking your truth. It's about speaking what feels right to attract your clients in, right? So this week's topic, it's about how to create true wealth to be free, you know? And I think for us spiritual entrepreneurs or as conscious entrepreneurs, freedom is such a huge thing. I mean, I fight to be free, literally. I hate to think that I need to be bounded by certain rules and this and that. So I think that's why this new bubbling thing is coming up for all of us. We want to be free. We don't want to be confined with this rules, this formula, right? I mean, you can take the formula and turn it the way you want it. So the reason why I changed my structure is because I really wanted a radio show. I also wanted a TV show. Like, I mean, who isn't inspired by Marie, right? Who isn't inspired by Oprah? Who isn't inspired by Ellen, right? So we all want to be them in some shape or form, right? But yet we don't want to just be them and copy them. And that's why I say it's copycat marketing to creative marketing. We want something that is ourselves, our true identity. And in order to do that, it is fine to do whatever it takes. Do your own radio show, do your own TV show. Of course, I have my own EliseTV.com, right? But it wasn't feeling right. I wanted something that I could call my own, that I could really call it as my own intellectual property. So I wanted to do, I love blogging, I love video marketing, I love everything, but I'm a mother, I have 3 children, I'm a wife as well, and I run a business. So today, I decided, this year I wanted to be more hands-on with my children. So I decided to fire the bus driver and decide to pick my kids to school, right? So, I mean, I couldn't do that 2 years ago because my 3rd child was born and my first child, Gabrielle, was going to primary 1 and it happens to be in the morning. And so I'm thinking I can't breastfeed my child and then be a mother. So I decided to hire out and outsource to a bus driver, right? So this year, my 3rd daughter is already 2. She just turned 2. This year she'll be 3. So, and I am not going I'm not going out to network as much as I used to. So, and everything in my business, I've turned it online. So I decided I'm going to be more hands-on. And my 2nd daughter she's in kindergarten now, and she's starting school at, her school opens at 7:45. So my daughter goes to school at 7:30. So I'm thinking, hey, why not? So let me send them to school. So, and I can spend some quality time. So today is the first day that I sent Gabrielle to school, and she's so happy. Well, Sarah fell the second one. She's 6, so she's at home. And I want to use this journey as a illustration. So how to find true wealth. So even in this topic, initially I want to find true wealth, and then something dawned on me and how to find. When you find something, that means something it's lost. But wealth is inside of you. It's not lost. It's inside. So I decided, okay, I'm going to call it how to create wealth. So I think a lot of entrepreneurs, they're stuck with this perfection paralysis. I mean, it's your business. You run it the way you run it. And I think people nowadays, they are more forgiving. And if you explain, they will be able to accept. And in fact, the opposite is true. If you stay true to yourself and give a because explanation, people actually, they respect you more. They are more intrigued, because at the end of the day, finding your authentic voice is about being true to yourself, right? And so I was really literally very worried, because I saw, before, my 2nd daughter, I sent and pick her to school, so it wasn't that bad. And I go on my timing. I know there's this long queue of parents that will pick their children up, and I'm like, oh my God, I would never want to get in line with this long, crazy queue, right? It's just driving me nuts. It's just not me to queue up and not fight so my daughters can wait. So that experience caused me to worry, and that's not true wealth. So today, all is well. I was worried over the last few days. It was keeping me kind of insane. How am I going to send my daughter to school? And and will everything work out, and so on and so forth. So we worry, right? And while my second daughter fell sick, not that I wanted her to, but she fell sick, so I could actually go to school a little bit earlier and see how the situation, assess up the situation. And to my surprise, it wasn't that bad. You know, the queue, there wasn't even a queue. It was just very smooth. The traffic was smooth. It was just early in the morning, getting out of the house. The traffic was a bit crazy, but that was fine. So I'm thinking, okay, this is really cool. And I'm like, shit, I just worried for nothing. So what is true wealth? True wealth is to be able to create, and to be able to be free, to be able to create whatever that you desire and not be worried. So when you're worried and when you have fear, that's not wealth. So my tagline is living the rich life, right? And depending on how you define rich, and you know, we associate rich with money, obviously, right? And honestly, it depends on what you think. And I feel like there is this thing about money rich in the spiritual community, right? And all right, before I go on, I actually do want to tell you that I will be open to live Q&A. I actually have 2 laptops right now, so you see my eyes going back and forth. So I am on Google Hangout, and at the same time, I have a podcast going on. So I have, yeah, you can see here I'm listening. So this is it, you know, look cool, right? So you could do whatever it takes. So I'll be going back and forth. If you have any questions, and if you are on the instant teleseminar, I encourage you to either press *2, I will unmute your line at the end, or type in via the chat box, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. Or at the same time, you know, we can do that, you know, do that next week if you cannot attend it live. I have a live, very active forum on Facebook. It's called The Spiritual Entrepreneur. So go ahead and join the group. You know, I'm there every day answering questions, giving live on a, you know, live daily motivation quotes, right? So I really love that community. So it's about doing life the way you want it, you know. Nobody says, like, just because Marie does her Marie TV, you have to do your own version of Marie TV. So you do your own version. So like, okay, I'm backtracking. So why I wanted to do this Google Hangout and this, I'm killing many birds with one stone, because I truly believe in videos, because it's more personal. You see me, you see my eyes, you see how I look, and that sort of thing. So it breaks down that no like trust factor. So I mean, thanks to the internet, why not leverage on the internet, whatever that is available for you, right? So I do a weekly blog post, and I'm like, oh my God, so do I have to do another video? Do I have to do this? And so I was thinking in my own thought process, if I do a video and then do this radio show or whatever, in the past, it's called the radio show. It does not make sense, because it's just driving people crazy, right? Do I listen to the video? Do I? So I decided I'm just going to do this. I want to keep things going on my blog. At the same time, I want to do videos. At the same time, I want to do the radio show. So why not connect everything together? So Google Hangout is allowing me to do that, obviously. And then I have the instant teleseminar that is going on already, and on the blog. So 3 birds with 1 stone. Why not? So you find your own sweet spot, right? Because I'm a mother. Seriously, time is not something that I want to waste. Not that you can waste time. It's something that I want to leverage on. So you find your own sweet spot. So I'm just trying this out and see how it works. And if it doesn't work, course correct, and, you know, find whatever that you want to do in your business, right? If you enjoy doing this is wealth. This is true wealth. This is freedom, ladies, people, you know, to be able to live life on your own terms, right? So, I mean, I want to give you an example. Like, you know, the big names like Doreen Virtue, Wayne Dyer, Louise Hay. Think about them. They are super spiritual. Are they struggling? No, they're not. So why do we as students struggle so much? You know, it's like we give them permission, like they can be rich and be prosperous because they are, you know, Louise Hay, they are Wayne Dyer, but not us. We are this small little creature. Yeah, you know, we have this message, but it's you know, it's not for us, right? It's ridiculous. So I want to tell you my story. I mean, it's okay. We are all on this journey together. We all grow as we go along. But I want you to not create this judgment around money, and like being poor doesn't make you more spiritual. Being rich doesn't make you less spiritual as well, right? I mean, I went through this whole entire journey. So if you are going through this journey, embrace it seriously. You know, there is no judgment around being poor, but there's not a virtue being poor either, right? Unfortunately, money is something that we need to learn. It's not like breathing, like we are born and we immediately know how to breathe. But at the same time, that breath, that oxygen, whatever you need is there. Same thing with money. It's there, right? And you know, there's so much talk about, oh my God, the petrol is gonna run out. And I think this is just the sellers, the petroleum people trying to scare us and to raise the rates, right? I mean, like in the medical field, I think seriously, I mean, this is not a secret, but so many diseases, so many viruses, it's probably created by them so that they can sell their solution. I mean, just think about it. If this world, right, is just, I think there is this guy, I can't remember, Kevin Core, but he teaches angelic Reiki. He's the one that channeled angelic Reiki. And I think he wrote an article about vaccination. And I totally agree, but in Singapore, we have to vaccinate our kids because otherwise they cannot go to school and so on. So you just have to abide the situation, right? But think about people 100 years ago. There is no such thing as this vaccination, and they lived, right? Think about the people, I mean, I can't remember what you call it, but those people, those tribal people, right? They use the herbs to cure whatever, right? So they had no such thing as cancer, right? But they live and they thrive. So I really seriously think in the medical terms, you really need to digest and think properly. What is good for you, and is it really just a marketing strategy to get you to buy the thing? So I think about it. I mean, what is vaccination? It's actually injecting virus in your own body so that your body can create that antibodies, and through that the body has that memory to fight those germs, those viruses, right? So like my daughter just went through, she just took a jab, and I delayed the jab, seriously. I mean, she's 2 and she's like a couple of jabs behind schedule, but who cares? But she can catch up by the time she reaches primary 1. So most of the jab is fine. She doesn't develop a fever or whatever. So for this particular jab, oh my God, it's not funny when one child falls sick, and then it's a domino effect. So this time it happens like all my 3 children fell sick. So the third one actually got the fever because of the jab. But think about it, if she didn't go through the jab, she wouldn't get this fever, right? So in this time, and how are you going to associate with wealth is all my 3 children are sick. It's driving me completely mad. How much money you have in the bank? It's not gonna solve this, because your heart literally sinks. Your heart sinks, right? Like you see your children sick, they're coughing like crazy, they vomit, they puke, and then like, oh my God, as a parent, you can't do anything much. So what if you have the money? So this is what I did. I mean, I learned hypnotherapy, I learned hypnosis, and you know, I am this huge fan of subconscious mind. And you know, a couple of years ago, I stumbled upon this guy. I seriously cannot remember what he is called, what's his name. And it is such a brilliant thing. If you're into hypnotherapy, you know that children under 12, you are not supposed to hypnotize them because first of all, they can't sit still. Second of all, I don't know, some law thing, right? And so he went through this thing because he is this guru in hypnotherapy, and his child was continuously giving him problems. So his wife, you know, out of anger said, well, you are the hypnotherapy guru, why can't you do something about it, right? And so he thought, that's true. And while the kid is obviously not going to lie down on the couch and close your eyes, well, I've tried. You know, I've tried doing all that. Close your eyes, keep your eyes closed, and you know, relax. And all my kids simply cannot sit still. So this technique doesn't work. So what he did was this very subliminal, subconscious thing. So before the child went to bed, he gave the child a pink cup. Like, by drinking this water, you will be well. Oh, okay, I remember. The child wasn't sleeping well. The child was just continuously waking up at night with nightmares. So that was causing them, crazy nights, obviously. I think it was something like this. So, but whatever the reason is, so he gave the child the pink cup, and he just said, this pink cup, by drinking it, yes, it is the pseudo effect. What's the pseudo effect? Okay, whatever you call it. So he gave the child the pink cup and said, by drinking it, you will be calm, you'll be safe, and blah, blah, blah. So the child actually feels calm and safe. So he tried it over a period of time. So what technique was, so he allowed the child to go to bed. Like, so the thing is, within 10 minutes, because you have this deep beta state, theta state, whatever state, delta wave, and whatever, right? So in that 10 minutes when you go to bed, it's not in your conscious anymore. You go into the delta state. Correct me if I'm wrong, something like this. And there you go. You can hear that's my daughter. So he would come in the room again, and he would say, and do his own hypnosis thing, whatever. Okay, you are safe, you are fine, all is well, blah, 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 right? So I learned that technique from him. And so for a couple of years, I've been using it. Like, whenever my child is sick, when I actually use this, my daughter Gabrielle has this weird thing going on in her eye, right? And I said, if this thing doesn't go off, you have to go to the doctors. And I believe, like, everything is within yourself. You can self-heal. You can just decide. I have perfect vision. You can just decide, right? Like, right now, you can just decide for yourself. So I told her that if you don't get rid of this thing, you're going to go to the doctor. And so she really freaked out. And so we gave her a mantra, and it kind of like healed in 3 days. I swear it went off. So whenever my children have fever, like especially crazy high fever, like 39.8, who has 39.8? And it's a tiny little thing, your heart really sinks. So we would do this. I would do this. I would do this when they're, I don't give them the pink cup. It's just that when they go to bed, I'll just close your eyes. You're all safe and you're fine, and this thing and that. And it really works. The fever would be gone. Right? So again, last night, because the fever went out for 2 nights, and it's just crazy. It drives me crazy to wake up in the middle of the night to feed her medicine, and the night before, she actually puked in the middle of the night. So that really drives me completely mad. So last night, I decided to use this approach. Why didn't I, right? So, but before that, in the day, I am statements are so powerful. Like, children don't doubt. So we did a dance. I am healthy. Go on. I am healthy. I am safe. I am recovered. I am loved. So we did this dance, literally dancing around the house. And I made my daughter Sarah repeat this. I am healthy. I am loved. I am this. I am that. So again, before we went to bed, I made her repeat that. I am safe. I am healthy. I am loved. I am this. I am that. I am completely recovered. I am. So I slept next to her yesterday, and I gave her Reiki, and I just said, like, you are safe, and it's just this crazy soft throat, I am safe. And I believe in touch. Have you read the 2 twins, the story of the 2 newborn twins, where touching is such an instinctive thing. Like, this 2 newborn thing, right? I mean, they are newborn. What the hell do they know, right? So this nurse started to put them together, and instinctively the healthier twin put the arm on the other dying twin, and she recovered. The heart rate pumped up and everything pumped up. So I knew, and who has more love than a mother, right? At that time when you're sick, who do you crave for? Your mom, right? You crave for someone you love. I crave for my husband. So at that time, I knew my daughter wanted something. I knew she wanted my love. So I held her hand, I calmed her down, and guess what? Throughout the night, she was coughing, obviously, but the fever didn't come back. That is wealth to me at that point of time. It's not about how much I have in my bank. It's about seeing my daughter recovered, And so today she's healthy, she's jumping. Of course, she's still coughing. Nothing I can do about it. She has to just go through it. But the fever, remember how, as an adult, fever just drives us crazy. So let alone this 5-year-old little thing. So that was wealth for me. And oh my God, and today about this topic, about how to create true wealth and be free. It's not about money. It's about having the ability to create what you want in life. All right. I mean, hoarding money is not the thing. I get it. It's like when you're struggling, what you want is money. Obviously, we are human beings. We are here on this planet, on this school, and whatever, is to learn. So don't deny money. I mean, but at the same time, you have love. You have, just look at successful women, right? Just because they're successful does not mean that equates to love. And you see so many successful people struggling with love, with relationships. Is that true wealth? No, but if we are struggling with money, that's considered our wealth. So depending on where you are at right now. But I want to look at your life as a complete picture. We are supposed to have everything we desire. That is true wealth. It's not about money, but of course, if you're struggling with money, then go. Educate yourself financially. Go find a way. Go teach yourself how to be financially free, how to make money. I mean, yes, it's all there. The ability is there. You just need to activate it. It's like, gosh, I suck at cooking. I mean, I could be the greatest cook if I desire to be, but I don't desire to cook because it's not in my zone of genius, and I do not enjoy cooking. But if I wanted to, can I be the greatest cook? Sure, of course I can. So I have to learn it. I have to learn how to slice the carrots and, marinate whatever shit, That's not my interest, right? Same thing with making money, right? It's not something that just immediately downloads onto you. It's something that you learn. It's just like spiritual journey, right? When I started my spiritual journey, I thought everybody was crazy talking about angels, and I thought they were crazy, right? And then I decided to go attend the spiritual workshop, like to find out, I want to see the angels, right? I'm so intrigued. So I attended the workshop, and I looked around. Everybody was like channeling something. Everybody was able to see something. I'm like, okay, so I'm the crazy one now. They're not them. So I made it my priority to learn how to meditate, to learn everything about the angels, to learn everything about the mystical realm. All right. So I burnt 2 candles, hold the crystals, and like started to, okay, is this it or is this not? Is this? And then finally I got it. Finally, I was able to meditate. So meditation does not come easily to you. It is a skill you need to learn, right? It's just like ABC. Once you learn it, you will not forget it. So same thing with learning how to make money. Once you learn it, you will not be able to lose it. So stop, there is seriously no virtue in struggling. I struggled many years with no money, hoping for something to come save me. I was hoping to touch lottery. I was obsessed, seriously. I rather spend whatever I had in my wallet to go buy a lottery ticket than actually go learn how to make money. So everybody's looking for that magical pill, and it doesn't work. I have my own magical pill story. Maybe I'll do that in the next show. So stay tuned. I don't know. Live in the moment. I create my topics as and when just go along with it. So, and I realized that was it. That wasn't it. That wasn't my answer to my freedom. And of course, once in a while, you would touch the lottery. You would touch like a couple $100, but that wasn't true wealth because it's not freedom. You don't have control over how and when this thing out. But I didn't know any better. I didn't know, right? So when I decided to start my spiritual business, I was seriously, literally just sat and the entire day hoping for a client to come in. So this is where you need to learn how to build your business and give it a structure, give it a website. Otherwise, how are people going to find you, right? So there's two camps. Just because you have a website doesn't mean magically the entire world will be able to find you. You need to learn how to drive traffic to your business. You need to traffic to your website, build relationship. That is something you need to do in your business, right? And on the other side, you need to work internally. The internal beliefs, get rid of the belief system that doesn't serve you, have this is the internal work that you need to do. This is the internal wealth. And so it goes hand in hand. And where I see most spiritual entrepreneurs, they either do this, like just go, go, go without working on themselves, or they just completely leaving it to fate. You need to blend it both together. I mean, look at the chakras. There is this crown chakra and the root chakra, all has to blend, yin and yang, right? Left and right, right? What else? Basically the yin and yang energy, it has to gel, right? So same thing in your business. You need to have the yang, which is the business structures and support, and the yin, which is your gifts, your talents, your relationship with God. It blends in, right? So I invite you to look at your life right now and see what's out of alignment and who do you need to become. You know, I've been trying, working very hard on my relationship with money, and until yesterday, oh my God, I finally got it. Like, I've always been worrying that clients are not willing to pay my rates. Where to find clients? I mean, although I teach these business structures and I do attract clients, but everyone goes through this. Trust me, whether you are just starting out, whether you are making 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures, everyone goes through the same crap when they create something new, because it's something new and it's fear, right? And we all have this thing, oh, what if nobody buys? What if this? What if that? Trust me, we all go through the same. Whether I was struggling $1 days, or whether I'm now making 6 figures, or now on the way to 7 figures, whatever it is, I still have these thoughts. It doesn't go away. So yesterday I was thinking about this concept about healing. Like, why do so many spiritual people struggle with this? Why are they not charging what they're worth? And then they're complaining that they're struggling, they don't have money, but what does not make sense. So that really drove me nuts. And finally I got it. It was my perception. It was my projection. It was my own judgment about the world. That, you see the world through your eyes. So that means I'm broken. This is what I unconsciously believe. I want to charge what I'm worth, but I'm afraid. I'm sure you can relate. Every time you raise your rate, you go through this internal dialogue, right? What if nobody pays me? Da, 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 da. And then you see people criticizing you for charging too much, blah, 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 but there's no virtue in charging $1 a reading. First of all, people are not going to value your reading. Second of all, you just turn the industry into a crazy cat fight, based on price war. People, your clients, they're looking for budget readers. They're looking for budget therapists versus the therapists, the readers that can give you really good value, right? So if you look at your neighbor, she charges $30. Okay, I'll charge $20. But in your heart of hearts, you don't really want to charge $20, do you? And then what do? You give a sub-service, kind of like standard reading, and you're not giving your complete heart and soul to the reading. Or you overcompensate and do your best, give them everything that you want, and then they're not going to do the work. And like, hey, why are you not doing what I give my complete best? So that's just 2 ways. So you don't undercharge, neither do you overcharge. You charge what's your worth. You charge exactly where you are right now. There is no crime in charging $10K. There is no crime in charging $12 if that's what you're called for. Unless, you really want to charge at $12, then go ahead, charge $12. Then don't complain like, oh, why? Blah, blah, blah. So if you are, you must remember, people don't hire you because of you. People hire you for their own transformation. People hire you for their results. So Warren Buffett, he charges $1 million to have lunch with him or to attend his seminars. People are willing to pay him. So coming back to my own journey, right? People are willing to pay your rates. They are with people looking for your services, looking for your zone of geniuses, looking for something that you have. So this is where creative marketing comes in. People are sick and tired of making 30K in 30 days. Tell me why. What is your why in making 30K in 30 days? Like, if, say, for example, you're making 30K in 30 days is because, you want to get out of debt. Somebody is, your favorite charity needs 30K right now. So that's the why. The why actually fuels your 30K. Money always fulfills a purpose. You know, you cannot just create something because I want the money. It doesn't happen. If it does, I'm a gazillionaire. I'll be buying my own island by now. But it's not. You gotta give meaning, a meaningful meaning to your why you want to make money. So it's like I create my products. Am I creating it for the sake of creating? I actually created a new program. Actually, it's called How to Manifest Money Miracles Formula. And because everyone is doing formula, and I thought, well, maybe formula works, and why not, right? And going through that whole reboot period, I decided I want to call it Make Meaningful Money. Live life the way you want it. That sticks, that lights me up, you know. So my new money program, I mean, everybody's making money. I mean, everybody has this money program, and I want it to be different. I mean, it's like, why do you want money? So I decided to call it Make Meaningful Money, right? I mean, as spiritual entrepreneurs, you know, at the end of the day, if you really think about it, if you have all that you need, you've got everything that you need to cover your gas, your coaching investment, your rent, whatever. So why do you need more, right? What kills us, what drives us nuts, it's not about not making the money. It's about not using our gifts and talents to help someone change their lives. That drives us completely mad, right? And so in my own revelation, you know, it's like everything I want, everything I need is already there. That's by divine universal law. I mean, when was the last time you went on hunger? None, right? You had food. So we want more than enough. And then you need to become that person to have more than enough. And that means you need to let go of the baggages. You need to let go of the lies, the lifestyle that no longer serves you, right? So say, for example, you want to charge $500 right now. Seriously, who do you need to become to charge $500 per reading? What is your belief? Oh, that was my daughter. What is your belief that you need to have to charge $500? What do you need to do differently to charge $500? Right? What results do you help your clients get with a $500 reading? What value will your clients have if you charge $500? Right? So in order to make 6 figures, 5 figures, it's all internal work. It's about the internal work. You know, the word creator, you are a creator. You know, you don't revolve around the universe. The universe revolves around you, and therefore you are the creator of your universe. So blaming the surrounding, blaming the economy is not going to work. That means you give your power, you have gifted your power away, right? You have allowed someone else to decide you are gonna feel rich in this period of time in 2016. That's when the money will come in, and then what, you're gonna wait? Right? No, you create the life that you desire, and that's what true freedom is. True financial freedom, it's not about having millions of dollars in your bank account. True financial freedom is about knowing how to create $1 million right now, as and when you desire. That's freedom. Because if you don't know how, if you suddenly touch and strike lottery and you have this $1 million, you're gonna hoard it. You're gonna be really afraid about losing it. Is that freedom? Is that, yeah, maybe to you that's financial freedom, but is that emotional freedom? So when we say freedom, we want it in all areas of our lives, right? Financial freedom, emotional freedom, physical freedom, whatever freedom, right? We judge the rich so much because you see them not being happy, and then you quickly decide it's because the money that didn't make them happy. But it's not. It's all inside, Last, I was going through so many branding phases in my life, thinking that it's because of this. If I do this certain branding, then the certain clients will be attracted to me. But it's not. It's about you internally. It's about you getting it. It's about you knowing that you can create a miraculous living the miraculous life, whatever that you desire. It's not that people don't have the money. It's they have conditioned, they have been wired to think that they don't have the money, right? They are waiting for this magic pill. They're waiting for God to come save them. They're waiting for this Prince Charming to get them out of that situation right now. That's why so many people, so many women struggle with love. They are hoping that this guy, right, would be the answer to their joys, to their money freedom, whatever. But it's within yourself. If you can be that love, if you can just understand and be in love with yourself, it shows up in the external world. I know this because for many years when I was young and single, I thought men was my answer to my financial freedom, to whatever that I want to create in life, you know? And that's because I've been conditioned to think that way. And that's so not true, you know? And when you as a woman have that freedom, you allow your spouse to be free as well. You know, Kim Kiyosaki famously said, a man is not your financial freedom. A man is not your financial plan. What does she mean by that? So many. It's like there's even the movies. What's that American movie? The one that Demi Moore. Can someone tell me the one that Demi Moore sleeping with the enemy? Was it something like this? No? Yes? I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's sleeping with the enemy. Like we exchange our body, we exchange time for money. You know, so think about the concept of the patrol. So right now, money seems to be the exchange of energy, exchange of, you know, who knows, one day money will be meaningless. You will be starting to exchange money with coins, with shells, and then that gives that the meaning. So money is currency and currency is energy. So if you are vibrating at that level, there's absolutely no reason why the external world will not show up. So I am ready to answer your questions. Let me go to the chat box and see if there are any incoming questions. Please press *2. I am ready to answer your question. Okay. I know this is a new timing, so people may not be able to, you know, kind of like adjust. I want to see if there are any questions on Facebook. Okay. All right. There are no questions at the moment, but seriously, I mean, if you have any questions and you cannot attend live, so next week, do go ahead and post it in the forum, in the Spiritual Entrepreneurs Forum. I invite you to join us because we have meaningful conversations going on, and, you know, I'm building a global community, spiritual entrepreneurs tribe. You know, there's so much about the woo-woo stuff about how to create, be more spiritual, your personal development there, but there, you know, there isn't much about how to build your business. So I want to blend those two together so that you can have a meaningful business, right? You don't want to go back to a job, do you? So that is something that you need to learn, but features versus benefits. You know, I see a lot of spiritual managers selling what I do, the Reiki, the card reading, but, you know, at the end of the day, I want you to know that this is so 1996, all right? Grow up. You can throw rotten eggs at me, but whatever you want. Now people are more informed. They are more and more, you know, they're getting more and more intelligent. When I started card readings in in 2007, 8-ish, 9-ish, people thought I was crazy, right? Like, why? What are you doing? Even my own husband thought that I was crazy, right? And now, almost 10 years later, everyone is some kind of Reiki master training or whatever, right? So your gifts are no longer as unique as you think they are. People can read their own card reading. And that's why the coaching industry kind of like sort of exploded. And then there's this another whole movement in the coaching industry where, you know, how they want to be marketed to, what's your marketing message, and so on and so forth, right? So I think it's really interesting. So as a business owner, as a spiritual entrepreneur, as an entrepreneur even, and as a visionary leader, you need to keep up with the times, all right? I mean, like what I'm doing right now, there is this radio show, there is this podcast, there's so many things going on. You've got to keep up with the times and see how you can connect with your ideal clients. It is not your ideal client's job to look for you, but it is your job to go hunt for them. It is your job to make yourself visible. That's why there's this other visibility thing that goes on. And yes, if you desire to share your message, you have to be visible. You are not God's best kept secret, right? So much of true wealth, it's inside of yourself. The business structures, whatever it is just the foundation to support your mission, to support your message, to support the work you do. Okay, so say, for example, like Doreen Virtue, the way she decides to spread her messages is through books, through seminars, but she's not doing it anymore. She's hopping onto the internet. If you realize, she has a Facebook page, she does video marketing, she has a website, right? And the way she makes her money is through books, through seminars, and through speaking. So you need to find your own sweet spot. What really lights you up? What is your sweet spot? I mean, even she wrote an article recently about accepting money. It is divine compensation, right? So you need to find your own sweet spot. So you may not be making money like Joel Osteen, right? He says he does not take any money from the ministry, but he has other forms of income, like his books, his best-selling books, his whatever, right? So you need to decide how money is going to come to you. You need to put food on the table. And there's nothing wrong with charging, nothing wrong with making money, nothing wrong with that. It's your every right to live in the highest form of yourself, the best version of yourself. So today in this program, in this show, this week, I really, really invite you to look at your life, put it under the microscope, and see how you can be divinely compensated, divinely supported, and how you are not divinely compensated, and how you're not divinely supported, and how would you like to be supported. Like in my work, I will not be able to do what I do without my VAs, without my OBM, without my husband. So these are your team members. Without my coaches, without my peers, without my masterminders, these are your support, right? Without money, obviously. So this week, I really highly encourage you to go look in your life, especially in your business, how your business has to look like if you desire to make X amount of money. What kind of support do you need to have? Do you need to hire a coach? Go hire a coach. Do you need to buy a book? Go buy a book, right? Be alignment with yourself. Be true to yourself, all right? Your gifts, they become obsolete too. Let's face it. I mean, I can do card readings. I'm trained. I have a cert for it. Does that mean that I need to do it? No, it's not lighting me up. So are you doing it for the sake of doing it? So think about, play the whole tape through. What completely lights you up? Okay, how would you like money to come in that brings you so much joy and happiness. Don't do for the sake of doing it. Like, I could do a card reading for the sake of doing it because I want to make some money, but I'm not going to do it because it's not lighting me up, and it's out of alignment for me right now. I mean, I flip the cards once in a while just for fun and see what messages, God and the universe has for me, but it doesn't mean I want to do it for a living. All right, so this week I truly invite you to just ask yourself, your soul knows best, you know best, what really lights you up. Put on some blinkers and think about what you want to do. Create from your heart. Create from that heart-centered space. Create from that space. God is within you. Don't look at Marie and then she's like, oh, she has the TV, she has the watch show, so I want to do it too. Well, if that's something that really calls out to you, then go do it. If it's not, don't do it for the sake of doing it. All right? So let me know. Leave a comment. Share with me what you feel. Share with me what you have decided. Go ahead and join the Facebook group, The Spiritual Entrepreneurs. This is recorded. You can listen to it over and over again. Hop onto my website. It's all hosted there. All the information are there. And I wish you a awesome and a miraculous week. And until next week, I'll see you soon. You know you have a gift. You know you have a talent. So stop being the world's best kept secret and get your name out there. You are worth millions. So go ahead and design the life and live the rich life the way you want it. So take care and see you soon. Bye.